Making small gift items in wood is what we do here at our family workshop. And in this video demonstration, we're going to share some of the projects, the methods, and the techniques that we use. One of the best things about making small items in wood, you can use the offcuts of larger projects to create these from. In this first example, we are creating a candle holder in wood. Now, to make us more efficient, you can see we're cutting out two at the same time. So we start off by preparing the project, doing the piercework holes, and then creating a bit of smoke by cutting out the recess that the candle will sit into. The bandsaw comes in useful for cutting the surround of our candle base. As we mentioned, we're cutting out those two layers at the same time. The belt sander can then be used to refine and remove any teeth marks that have been left by the bandsaw. From here, we use our scroll saw to cut out the piercework on the design. So that means cutting inside and around the two hearts of this design that is the main basis of this concept. Once we've cut the surround and the piercework out, we can make use of our hand carving skills to just add a little bit more depth and detail to the overall design. This is an entwined hearts design, so we can use the different hand carving gouges to create the effect that the hearts are entwined and overlapping one another. The belt sander can be used to take off that paper design that we originally drew on, but also refine the finish of the project. We can use our Starbond CA glue to stick our entwined hearts design to the base of the candle holder, add 3 coats of shellac sanding sealer, and we have created a simple little candle holder in wood with beautiful contrast in that offcut of juniper that we've used. This second design really highlights just how small you can go. We're making a contemporary heart pendant from a tiny offcut of yew. What we do then, we stack cut that onto 2 other layers. And an important part of making small items in wood is highlighted in this example because the base layer is a lot larger than the 2 other layers that we've stacked the project onto. The reason for this, that larger layer is easier to hold when we are cutting out. Makes the scroll sawing a lot easier and allows us to be more successful when it comes to scroll sawing small projects. So a little tip is to stack cut small projects, small pieces of offcuts onto a larger piece of wood to make the process of cutting out easier. Once we've completed the process of scroll sawing, we can once more take advantage of the hand carving tools, those various fingernail gouges, and this allows us to add just a little bit of refinement and detail to our contemporary hearts design. The belt sander comes in useful to further refine the finish. The shellac brings out the contrast and character in that beautiful offcut of yew. Whilst we make a number of projects that include hearts, they're not the only type of item that we make. In this example, we have a heart in the center, but we have our dolphin surrounding it. We're using that same method of doing the piercework holes using the pillar drill. We then use the scroll saw to do any piercework that is required. Another little tip that you can note is to do all of the piercework on your projects before you proceed to cutting the surround of each item. Most of the gift items that we make take advantage of the scroll saw and our hand carving skills. We cut that basic profile and any piercework, that shape on the scroll saw, and then use the fingernail gouges to shape, refine, and add detail and interest to whatever we're making. The belt sander is great for getting a nice smooth flat finish on the back. The CA glue can be used to stick a fridge magnet onto the design, and the shellac brings out the colour and character of the woods. This next project has no hearts at all and is ideal for any gamer. It comes in the shape of a keyring, a games controller keyring, and I find that keyrings are great sellers here at our family workshop. They're inexpensive items, they're quick and easy to make, and they're ideal when it comes to using up those odd scraps of wood that get left over from bigger projects. Another little tip that you will have seen us use in there is to use packing tape. This was a tip that was given by somebody watching our videos who pointed out that it's a great way of lubricating the blades, making that process of cutting out that much easier. The hand carving tools can be used to add the detail of the controller, so the various buttons and dials that are included. Once more, refine everything, take off any sharp edges as well on that belt sander. Once you have shellacked the games controller keyring, you can add a clip and you can turn it into a simple little games controller keyring. Flowers are another project that always prove popular when we make them at our family workshop. They can also be a great way of using up scraps of woods. This example is a rose, but we have also made Tudor roses, 5-petal flowers, daisies, sunflowers, all sorts of different types. They're quick and easy to make. You can cut out several at a time. You can use that packing tape method, making it easier to cut out several layers, lubricating the blades, and then take advantage of those hand carving tools to add detail, depth, and interest to the rose. Another tip that we highlight when hand carving out the rose, we have kept the two offcuts from the process of cutting out on the scroll saw. The reason for this is that it allows us to hold it in our wood vise more easily, preventing the item from moving around as we're doing that hand carving. Stick that fridge magnet on the back, add the shellac, and you've created another simple little project. From the flowers, we proceed on to making another jewellery item. This piece of jewellery does have a heart theme to it once more, and we're using a contrasting coloured piece of yew. So you have that lovely contrast between the heartwood and the sapwoods. We are using that method of stack cutting onto a larger piece of wood in the background. That allows us to hold that larger piece of wood when cutting out. If you cut out a very small item on the scroll saw, it can be difficult to control. Your hands are close to the blade, you haven't got much surface area to hold on to, and it can result in the process being difficult to do and the item bouncing around, and it's easy then to either break the item or have a low quality finish on whatever you're trying to make. One thing it is worth noting with this project, I had difficulty when it came to the holding. I tried to hold it with a clamp and the clamp kept slipping off. I also looked if I could put it in the vise, but I didn't have a carving block narrow enough and tall enough to allow me to carve it easily. This meant that I had to hold it with my hand, meaning you're carving towards your hand, which is more dangerous, but it is also more difficult to do and to control because you haven't got two hands on the tool, allowing the process to be that much more easy. I was pleased with the results of this project, but I would probably choose to make more of the other jewellery item because of the difficulties faced with the carving. The final little item that we're making is inspired by the Celts. Those of you who know the channel will know that the Celtic designs, being from Wales, are some of my favourites to do. I like the meanings behind them. I love designing and making items that take inspiration from the Celtic heritage here in Wales. So we prepare the project on the wood once more. You can do those holes for the Celtic Cross itself. The scroll saw is ideal for cutting the surround of our Celtic Cross. We have that packing tape on the design, making the cutting out easier, but we've also got 2 layers of teak. That's an oily wood, and again, it makes that process of cutting out easier for us. The bandsaw can be used to cut the base. We use the side attachment of our belt sander to refine the base of the Celtic Cross, and the hand carving tools are once more put to good use to add the detail, the depth, the interest and the character to our Celtic Cross. Take off any sharp edges that remain by using the belt sander. Add a spray of our Starbond accelerant to the base of the project. A line of CA glue to the Celtic Cross. The shellac brings out that contrast, that character, that interest in the ash that we have made this project from. And once more, we've made use of an offcut of wood and created something that we can sell here at our family workshop. Those are some different projects, some different ideas, jewellery, candle holders, ornaments, fridge magnets, key rings. They're all perfect little items that sell well and are great fun to make. Let us know in the comment sections if you have any questions when it comes to making small items in wood. If you're interested in woodworking, scroll sawing, wood carving, don't forget to check out the other videos on our channel. There's loads of information to help out with anything you're interested in making. Thank you all again for watching, and as always, we'll be back again soon with more videos.